Good morning. This morning I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail, back on the Sonora Pass, and I'm heading to Leavitt Peak. I was here last July, and I didn't think I'd be back this quick, but I decided to come back up and hike this peak because I feel like it's one of those that got away from me last year. And it's a beautiful area. Love this area. So I'm excited to see what this trail has to offer and try and bag this peak. Oh wow. Whew. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Wow. Whew. So this is the PCT the way I came, and it kind of hooks around right here and keeps going. And this is, I believe, the little cutaway trail that goes to the peak. So if you're doing this hike, just look out for this. I think this is the way. Gotta follow these cairns. All right. Making my ascent. It's amazing there's still all this snow left over. Just passed a guy who said the view is epic up here. Oh my gosh. Yep. It's smoky from all the wildfires, but wow. Oh man, this is great. This is great. Yosemite and beyond over there. PCT's running down over there. I think that's the mountain. I think the summit's right in front of me. I think I'm right there. Whew. It's getting really windy. Really windy. Let me go up a little way, see how it goes. Hopefully the muff isn't showing. Whoa. Pretty windy. Whoa. Wow. Pretty windy. Whoa. Pretty windy. Some pretty strong gusts up here. Whew. It's right when you get to the ridge. Has some pretty good gusts. Shit. I think I'm pretty much at the top though. Gosh, I can hear the wind coming over this right here. Whoa. Wow. 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 Windy, baby. It's windy. Gosh, look at this rock. It's all broken, flat pieces. Very unique. On top. Woo! Summit. Summit. That was fun. That was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Ah. That was a lot of fun. On top of the world. This is, see, I'm not sure if you can see that. On top of Leavitt Peak. Wow. That was awesome. That was awesome. For a second, I thought there was a fire pit up here, and I thought, no way. Wow. 360-degree views. Surprisingly not too windy up here. There we go. Wow. That's my view. That was great. Now it gets dead quiet up here now. Wow. Absolutely quiet. Wow. Only about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Wow. Sonora Pass. Great hike. Highly recommend that hike. That was about 11.5 miles, 2,300 feet of elevation gain. Took me about 5 hours. Great day hike. Now it's getting good. Hello everybody and welcome back. I did this hike in August when I figured the trail would be relatively snow-free. I started this hike at around 8:30 in the morning and I was on the summit, I believe, at just about 11:30 a.m. So just before noon. And I hiked back down much quicker than I hiked up to the top of the summit. So I was probably back to the car in about 2.5 hours, where it took me about 3 hours to get to the top. For this hike, I took my Osprey day pack. You don't need an Osprey, and you don't necessarily need a day pack, but that's what I took. All you need is a backpack. You really don't need anything fancy. That's the beauty about hiking, is you can literally take whatever you want, just as long as you know yourself, you know exactly what you need. All I need is a small day pack for these hikes. So for this hike, I packed 2 of the berry peanut butter RX bars. I also packed 2 liters of water. Before hitting the trail, I drank a good liter of water just to make sure I was hydrated. And I also packed 2 liters because there was no water that was worth collecting along the trail. I mean, if I had to, there were some really shallow creek crossings. But since it was August, there was very little water flowing through these creeks, so I just decided to pack everything, and honestly, with an empty day pack and 2 liters of water, it's really not that much weight, so that's what I went with, and I'm happy I did. So prior to doing this hike, I was actually camping over in Little Lakes Valley at one of the campgrounds along the road. And it dawned on me while I was camping in Little Lakes Valley that I was just a couple hours away from Sonora Pass. and I've been wanting to get back up to Sonora Pass, so I went to bed early that night, woke up the next morning at, I think it was 6 o'clock, and drove the 2 hours north up the 395 to Sonora Pass, where I conducted this hike. I shot this hike with my GoPro Hero 8. It is very small, and when I'm using my day pack or my backpacking backpack, the chest strap works as a great place to just kind of tuck in the handle of my GoPro, because I use the handle with the GoPro when I'm holding it. And it just makes it so easy to go hiking with this thing. I love the GoPros. I had a GoPro 5 for a long time, and that thing was okay for many years, but as the years went on and stabilization came about, I needed to upgrade, so I'm glad I did. And hopefully this footage looks pretty good. But I used the GoPro Hero 8, and I also used my Sony a6500, which I've had this for a few years now, and I still love this camera very much. So for this hike, I used the Gaia GPS app. This is the app that I actually always use for my hikes. I do not use AllTrails because AllTrails lacks the functionality, as far as I know, of telling you which direction you are hiking. I know millions of people probably use AllTrails, and it has a beautiful interface. It looks great, but as far as the direction I'm hiking, I can't tell. I think I paid 20 bucks for this a couple years ago, and I absolutely love it. It has an arrow, shows you the direction that you're hiking in, and for that, I use it all the time. And before I head out into the wilderness, I always download the map where I'm going to, because when you go into the backcountry, you do not have any cellular service. So download the maps before you head out, just to make sure you have the map. So when you're on airplane mode, you still have the map, and since the app works off of GPS, you can see exactly where you are when you're offline. So it works perfectly on airplane mode when you're in the backcountry, and it is my go-to app. I'm not sponsored by them, but you know, if you want to throw me some money, I'm open to that. So the trailhead for this hike is right off of Highway 108 in the Sierra Nevada, and it's right where the Pacific Crest Trail intersects. So you're gonna actually take the Pacific Crest Trail heading south off of the 108, and the trail starts in a nice forested alpine area and quickly ascends above tree line. So the trail starts at roughly 9,700 feet and ends on the top of Leavitt Peak at 11,550 feet. There's hardly any shade along this hike, so I recommend bringing a wide brim hat, which is what I used. So something that's very important to remember if setting out on this hike is there is no shade, and not to rely on any water. There are a few lakes once you come over one of the passes where there's a stunning view of a few of the lakes, and you could hike down to refill your water bottle and filter that water before drinking it. But I would recommend just to make things easier, just to pack in the water and start this hike early, because it can get very hot, and with the exposure, you'll want to start this hike early just so you don't overheat, and you can complete this hike in the morning time and not when it's blazing outside. I recommend doing this hike because it's challenging, it's beautiful, scenic, and enjoyable. And I hope you've liked the new style of my videos. I've been adding some music lately, and all of the music has been provided by Epidemic Sound. I am not sponsored by them, but would love to be. So if you're from Epidemic Sound and you want to sponsor this channel, I would be thrilled. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate all of the support, all of the comments I get on Instagram as well. I thank you all very much. If you have any video ideas, please let me know. It's wintertime, as we all know, and I'm looking for things to do. So let me know what your ideas are, and I would love to put them in practice. Until next time, this is Sheedy33. Goodbye.